Here's some new shit for you. Welcome to episode 66. My bad. 69 minus the 9. And so, what is this? Episode 6. The last podcast recorded in August. So, buckle up, fuckers. Get ready for this one.
It's Korn N Kock! And we got a special guest with us today. We got our friend Ben.
Hi.
Second
Hey.
second guest in like 3 weeks.
Last one was Zon. This one is Bon.
No correlation.
No. Nah, they're related. They're brothers. They've slept in the same bed together.
See each other's penises.
They have slept in the same bed together, actually.
Well, the thing about that is, like, I just went to my room one night when we were all sleeping over, and I just saw Zane in his boxers passed out in my bed. I was like, alright, guess this is happening.
Did you have to, like, position yourself around him?
Yeah, kind of.
I probably would have just slept on the floor. Or just got like one of those spray bottles and just sprayed him in the face.
No, here's the thing, though. Russell was sleeping on the floor, so, like...
Oh, that fucking...
How small's the floor?
How... Do you remember Ben's old room?
Not really. I was only in Ben's room probably like a handful of times when I was at his house.
Oh, a lot of gay shit went down in that
Oh, you have
room.
no idea.
I know, and I don't want to hear about it.
Oh, believe me, you want to hear about ManFest.
No!
Manfest. What about the music festival I'm gonna create called Cockfest?
Cockfest, I'd go to that.
What about the return of Big Day Out?
Big Day Out, Cock Edition. Cockfest is not my joke. I don't remember who created it, but I didn't, so just giving that person somewhat cred. But I don't remember who did it, so I guess it doesn't really fucking matter.
Cockfest. But come on, ManFest is OG. It's OG Jeep.
It was so fucking funny.
We call our friend group the Silver Jeep crew because Ben used to drive a Silver Jeep and he was the only one that could drive for the longest time.
Out of like a good 10 people.
So we just always like went in his Silver Jeep Grand Cherokee and dicked around.
But why Manfest?
Why ManFest?
Yeah.
All right, it all started back in the summer between 8th grade and freshman year of high school.
It was a Friday night and I was opening.
It was me, Ben, Zane, Russell,
Kyle, was that right?
Kyle, and then Toxic, and I'm not referring to him by his real name anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. And we were all sleeping over at my house because it was my birthday. It was the first time we all like ever really hung out in like a big group, and so me, Zane, and Toxic were in my room just living the high life, watching porn and My Little Pony on my laptop. This is a true story, by the way. And then in the other room, in a dark, like with no light, just all sharing one bed, was Ben, Russell, and Kyle. And Russell kept like waking up Ben. He was like, "Oh, I'll slap you right in the dick." And Ben was like, "I'm trying to sleep."
Please stop. Please stop.
And at random intervals during the night, me and Toxic would break into the room and just jump on Ben, and then oh god, we like all just like dogpile each other and like just make very, very weird motions.
Did you yell nightmare, nightmare, nightmare?
Ben called me Rebecca and slapped my ass. And yeah, we called it ManFest. And then at some point, Zane was actually trying to sleep, and he came in. He's like, "God, I'm trying to get my beauty sleep. God."
Yep. He told you to get off of me, and you're like, no. Then he threw a cup at you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
A cup.
Yep.
It's a single.
A singular cup.
Was it a plastic one?
Yeah, it was like a plastic solo cup type of deal.
Like a party cup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that gonna do? Was it at least full?
No.
No.
So he might as well just throw air at you, basically.
I think he slapped my foot as well, but
Zane is
he like gave a high five to my foot.
Yeah.
Boy, if that's his fighting mechanism, is throwing plastic cups and slapping feet.
No. Zane's fighting mechanism is coming up from behind you and slapping your chest really hard.
It actually works though. For like the first good 10 seconds, you're just confused what's happening.
Hey, Korn and Kock self-defense tip. If you ever want to get the upper hand on someone, sneak up behind them, then put your arms around them and slap them on the chest like you're trying to play DK Jungle, like Donkey Konga on the GameCube.
Donkey Konga.
Yeah, and just like beat on their chest. They won't know what to do. Unless they know Taekwondo, and then they'll throw you over their...
Could you use that on a woman if you were to get in a self defense thing against the.
Well, yeah, because
woman.
their boobies are there.
Yeah,
so.
but wouldn't that be? Because if it's a dude, you can just kind of, bounce right off. But with their boobs, they kind of sink back in, so you can't exactly get like a, a good.
Well,
bounce off of
there's
that.
still nerves and muscle in there, so it's gotta do at least something, especially if it's that time of the month and they're sore.
If it's that time of the month, they might be even more powerful. So they're even more angry.
This isn't even my final form.
They're even more angry during that special time of the month.
That special time of the week.
I almost said week. Let's face it, there are some women where it is that special time of the day.
Stone is wearing his Atlanta Braves hat today.
Very nice. I think this is the first one. Let me check my notes.
Do you document when you wear your hats?
That's
Yeah.
the first thing he writes down every day.
Yeah, I keep a little tab, and I write down all the shit Alex pays for. So far, I'm at like $249.
I'm sorry, what? What?
Oh yeah, I haven't told him. Yeah, we'll talk about this after the podcast.
Is this how much money he owes you or something?
No. I always make this joke of, and Ben can even say this more of, you don't ask people for gas money. You just keep a tab. So it's just at random points, you'll just be like, oh, by the way, Alex, you owe me $1,500.49 in gas. Ben, you owe me about $449 in gas money. Russell, you owe me about $789. Stupid stuff like that.
If I charge like Russell or Toxic for all the times I drove them since sophomore year, I'd be a fucking millionaire.
I know you probably get minimum $5,000 out of each of them.
Yes.
Right now, the second.
Give Toxic $20 for gas. That's it?
That's it.
That was bullshit.
He said that?
Yeah, he drove.
I thought it was a joke.
No, he drove Aaron to his home, which is like
Okay,
a.
Stone. But I'm sorry to interrupt you,
You're
Ben,
good.
but
Huh?
it's okay if I owe you money. But you're not gonna see that money for a long ass time. I hope you realize.
Well, you don't owe me. Well, currently you don't owe me any money unless there's something I'm missing.
Sorry.
And no, yeah, you paid off the Metallica tickets, so I think we're all good. Until we see them again, 11 years
Sick.
from now.
Yeah, when they come back to Arizona and they're like, "Ugh." Ben, what's your favorite Metallica song? We always have to mention Metallica and St. Anger. St. Anger. There you go.
Yeah.
There's your weekly mention.
Favorite song?
But yeah, we're gonna do a very quick Metallica show review since Ben.
Oh yeah, since Ben was also there,
Yeah.
so he's gonna tell us. Oh yeah, we gotta ask him about how he tried to find us. Remember?
Oh yeah. In fact, why don't you
Oh,
play
my
that
God.
one clip from episode 3 where we were going to
I will play that clip. I'll play it briefly.
play it right now.
Oh my god, waiting for Ben was like pulling teeth, actually. It was terrible. Because all of our phones were at 7%, and, like, he kept calling us, and he was like, where are you guys at? And we're like, we're by the Giant 1. And he's like, what? And we're like, what the? How do you miss it? It's big, and it's red, and it's outside the stadium.
I just want to have him. That's the one thing. When next time Ben comes on, I am gonna ask him. I was like, Ben, what route did you take? Because literally, it's just you just go back the way you came in, and you gotta have. It wasn't that hard. It was just a sense of direction. You just repeat the way you came in. All right, cool. So Ben, continue.
God, just like getting there? Or...
No,
getting
not
out.
getting there. We explained getting there. That was the
Okay.
fun part.
We
Getting
didn't know-
out and having our phones at 7%,
Oh, that
trying
was
to find
terrible.
you.
We didn't know your side of the story.
Yeah, we want to hear that.
Okay, so the show ended. They're off the stage. We're outside.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So, I left actually after they heard Battery, just to try and find the car and just get a little edge on all the people that were just drunk off their ass.
Good point. Or
Yeah.
good idea. After battery.
So you didn't
is all
stay
right.
after, like, to see Lars spitting on his fans?
You know, I can't say I did.
Ah!
But the thing is, there's just so many exits to that stadium. I think I went out the wrong one, so I ended up just in the completely different parking spot.
Because we were on, like, the west side.
Yeah,
I think you were on the east side.
Yeah, I had to be like on the east, so I was just circling around all these cars, just trying to find it. So like, nope.
Nope.
Oh, hey, a minivan. No, that's not it.
A white minivan. Is it him? Waits till it backs up, doesn't beep. It's not him. Continue.
Yep.
And then we were just trying to call Ben, and we're like, do you see a giant W? Do you see a giant 1? And he was like, 1 by Metallica? And then he'd hang up.
Yeah, it's like, where?
I'm just kidding. He didn't actually say.
Like, are you at Cardinal Stadium? Yeah. Where at? I don't know. Alright, well.
And then we used the last of our phone battery to try and get to. I was so thirsty. I
yeah.
needed a drink. So I was just like, Ben.
Yeah, but still funny how we got out of once we met up.
Yeah, we got out of there, no problem.
Right, I mean, literally, it was not even 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Ideally, it was like 5-6 minutes.
Yeah, that was so much faster than I expected, because I've seen a Data member, Blink-182 live all together at the same time, and I was at the auction. We stayed the entire time like we did for Metallica.
Yeah.
But it took us out of there to get... took us to get out of there a solid hour.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, when me and Knox went to Whataburger after the show, that took like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. That bitch in front of us ordered like the entire menu and then some.
Bitch,
It's the
there was
worst
like,
trade deal.
there were like 4 cars in front of us, and I think they all ordered everything off the menu twice. But yeah, that one bitch in the truck was the worst.
It's true. All right. So Ben, what was your favorite part of the show, real quick?
God, that was hard. Avenged Sevenfold, like besides Metallica, they did amazing. They actually put on a lot better performance than I thought.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
All the fire.
Yeah.
It's a shame I don't know more of their songs.
I got some of the CDs you can borrow. I only got 2.
Yeah, real quick, what's your favorite album, bud? Because mine's Waking the Fallen.
Yeah, I haven't heard all of it. I've only heard 3: Nightmare, Hail to the King, and The Stage.
Really? Oh, Hail the King is such a disappointment, though.
Hail to the King is a piece of shit.
Like Waking the Fallen and Bad Country, those are probably 2 of their best. That's where you should listen.
I like their self-titled album.
Yeah, definitely.
That's pretty good. No, but Hail to the King. Okay, St. Anger's bad. Hail to the King is not far behind it. It's probably like 15 spots below it. Like St. Anger's like the top 5 worst albums. Hail to the King's pretty close.
It was very disappointing.
Who's this at?
That's mine.
Oh, that you?
Right here.
I didn't know it was mine. I wonder if the microphone picked that up. It probably.
God, I hope not.
I think it did.
I definitely got your screen.
No, don't you think Hail or Avenged Sevenfold when they were playing, you know, like the little fire effects where it's like, ooh, cool, and Metallica comes on and it's like, and whoa, look at all the fire.
That was up there with like Rammstein fire.
Rammstein.
Fucking Rammstein.
No, yeah.
What about how they come up on the stage and it was like, just like.
Yep. Right when they started playing was when that the drunk woman and me were having our fight about the seats.
Wait, what?
Really?
Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. You told me you were like.
Oh, did you guys hear about that one guy who got arrested at that show for pissing on that family?
Yeah, man.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
You
dude,
hear
you didn't
about
hear
that?
about that?
No.
Okay.
I read the article.
Yeah.
Here,
And
baby,
I
tell
was
him.
the last to know.
Did you see on 98 KPD on Facebook?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they posted about it. It was like a family got peed on at a Metallica concert. How metal was that?
That's not metal at all. It's fucking disgusting.
Like I read
Yeah.
the article, it said something like they were just sitting enjoying the show, and then it said all 3 of them felt a warm liquid on the back of their
Yep.
shoulders, and they turn around and they see this, I forgot what they said, but like some drunk.
You see this guy's disco stick.
Yeah, and he's just standing there pissing on them, and then he just
Wait.
got up and left.
Did they say what ethnicity he was?
I think it was Mexican, but I don't remember.
Did he have a shirt off? Because I saw a dude that was just getting carried away by cops, just with his head down, just soaking completely, looking completely wasted.
Dude, I don't know, actually. I could maybe look it up, but...
I mean, there was a lot of that, just people getting carried away by cops.
Yeah, but no, yeah, look it up. A family got pissed on at our Metallica show that we went to. Thank God it was in the seats, because I don't want to get pissed on in general admission. It is a
I mean, people can still
fuck fest.
piss on you in general
You want
admission.
to talk about Manfest? General admission is Manfest. Anything goes in general admission.
That's a good point.
Especially in like confined concert places, say like the Marquee.
I never mentioned this, but like the entire show, there was this girl that was like 2 feet shorter than me that was like trying to like film over my shoulder. She like held her phone over my shoulder. I'm like, can I help you?
You know how many people look at me so angrily when I do that at GA concerts?
Duh.
Because I'm just a fucking...
Like you're a foot taller than everyone else.
Yep. I'm usually trying to get in the front, so I'm just blocking so many people's view.
Well, they can
Move over 5 inches?
They can get surgical implants in their legs to get taller. The fuck?
Yeah, man.
That's not your problem.
Yeah, I kind of had that problem with Primus. I could not see anything, so I had to like hobble my way over into the middle of the stage or the middle of the crowd, and then I finally got to see it. But you know, basically, imagine the walls of the crowd, and that TV's like 3 guys in front of you, and they ain't moving. So you get to see like this is basically your vision, like looking at the stages.
So tunnel vision.
Yeah, so like if you put your hand in front of your nose, that covers part of your eyes. That was what it was like seeing Primus for me, but it was still fun. Imagine that. I went to 2 concerts in 4 days. That's a new record.
Well, I thought you went to two Rush concerts in.
Oh yeah. That's cool. 'Cause that was one band. There's 2 different bands. Yeah, but overall, Ben, how would you rate that Metallica?
It was honestly one of the best shows I've seen, and I've been to so many shows, dude.
I know, right?
Not just the God, what is it? Just stage effects and everything. Just the energy, the performance. It's
The
really,
presence.
It was really good.
Yeah. And they've been doing this for, 100,000 years, so
Yeah, right.
I think they're getting the hang of it.
And Lars, someone's trying to film Lars, and he's like, "Ignore the fucking camera!" I want to play that clip.
Starting now.
Ignore the fucking camera! Jeez, it doesn't exist! Look at it, see? It's a red wall, see? There's no guy standing there.
Man, if
And
I
there's
wanted
no-
to get into pictures,
There's
I
no
would've got
camera.
into pictures.
There's no guy. Ignore it.
Okay, cool.
That was a good clip.
I fucking love that
GG.
clip.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I don't know. I was told the theme of this week was work stories.
Yas, Gaga.
Work stories. Well, before we start into it, what kind of jobs let's start down the line. What kind of the jobs have all of us had? I'll start first. Most of the jobs I've had were driving jobs. The job I have now is driving. And
Fuck yeah.
it's kind of like, not a joke, but it's almost like anytime I tell someone I got a job, it's like, oh, is it driving? It's like, yeah, how'd you know? So I think out of the
Doing a driving job for a change?
yeah, out of the 6 jobs I've had, I think 3 or 4 of them were driving. And Ben, what about you?
God, so my first job I got when I was, I say 18. I started off as a courtesy clerk down at the Fry's, like right by my house.
In California, it's known as Ralph's.
Yep. Or wherever the hell you call it.
Or in Germany, it's I can't say that. That's fucking terrible. I'm sorry.
Here's some new shit for you.
Here's
About a year after that, I went up to cashier, and I did that for about 1 more year. And I'm a delivery driver for Domino's.
Domino's Pizza. Order Ben. Can you hook us up with 71 Domino's 1-topping pizza top Domino's 1-topping pizzas?
No. Can you give me 36? And if you don't know what that means, go back to episode 1 and start all over again. Continue.
No, seriously. If someone called you and they were like, "I want a 1-topping Domino's pizza," and you were like, "What topping would you like?" and they said, "Another Domino's 1-topping Domino's pizza," would you oblige?
Yes. The one thing that just pisses me off so much is boneless pizza.
Hey, do you guys have any boneless pizza? It's just like, wow.
Wow, way to be original.
Wow,
It's not like I
third-
heard that 5 times in 2 hours.
All right, Alex, what about you? What kind of jobs?
My first job was at a seasonal Halloween store, just dicking around. And then I was there for like a month. That was kind of fun. And then there was Jimmy Jongle, and I worked there for like a year and a half. I worked at one store that was really close to my house, and then I got promoted to manager with my friend.
A promotion!
But I got promoted to manager for like 5 months, and then they demoted me because they're assholes. And then I left for like a month, and then I went back to another store that's farther away from my house for like 6 months, and then I was sick of that place, and now I'm currently unemployed because I'm a loser. That's I do commissions though. If you're watching this and you want me to draw some gay cartoon for you, go I've got you.
So in the
You
terms,
guys are just speechless. You're like, wow, I don't know how to respond to that.
well, in the terms or in the spirit of work-related shit, I think everyone, not just us, but everyone listening or participating, has had work-related issues or stories, whether they're funny or not. Most of them are not.
If you work in retail, like especially what we do, you're bound to just see
Meet
shit.
some fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you deal with like the public, at the airport or at a restaurant or
Just anywhere.
just anywhere. The only job that you kind of deal with the public but you never see anyone is what I did, which is delivering newspapers. I never saw anyone except for the people I worked with.
The only problem with that is you got to work every single day
Yeah.
without fail, every single day, even on holidays. That's the only problem.
Well,
You don't deal with many people.
but you don't get a day off, and you don't. You can get days off as long as you can get someone to cover your shift.
So how did you like do vacations or like concerts?
What vacations?
Dude.
Well, here's the thing. You don't have to go there until like 12 at night anyway. So
yeah, you can get there. Well, if it's a Sunday paper, you might want to get there. They open the doors at 8 o'clock at night.
Which sounds depressing.
For the Sunday paper.
You ever seen a Sunday paper? It's thicker than the wall.
Oh, fuck.
It's pretty bad. But no, Ben, I told this story last podcast, but I'll say it again. I drove to California for a concert and left the concert early, came back at 4 in the morning, and delivered the papers.
That's metal.
Before 6.
Yeah, but I finished like 30 minutes before I was supposed to be done.
Nice.
And it was rush.
Nice.
It was a good day. I don't know if the Diamondbacks won, though. So.
I don't know if the Diamondbacks won, so it might not have been a good day.
I'd love to go to another state for a concert.
I'd have to look it up.
All right, who wants to start with the first work story, though? Because I got a few lined up.
Yeah, same here, man.
Here, I'll start.
God damn it, the moving guys outside.
That sounded like
It sounded like they dropped the ball.
Alright, let me see. I'll start. It was Bash's meat department. It was awful.
I knew you were gonna have a story about Bash's.
So one day,
Bash's is a supermarket if you didn't know already.
so I was in the back, and I don't know how long. This was about like a month into it. I was only there for 2 months total. And ironically, for a place called Meat Department, I really didn't handle any meat at all.
Uh-huh.
In fact, they had me go over to the dairy section way more than me actually working in the meat department. Why? To grab
Fairy
stuff.
World? Dairy World! Oh, darn it. Sorry. That's the first thing that came to my head.
So anyways, I'm standing there making... I don't even know what it was. There's something involved with bacon. Wrapping bacon around this little ball thing. I don't know. But it was all food stuff, and I hated it. So I'm standing there trying to get everything done so I can just move to the next thing. And the guys next to me, they're talking about anal sex. And the funny part is they're in the back. So there's a glass window. And they can see out, people can see inside. So unless you can read lips...
You're not going to hear anything.
You're not going to hear anything. So they're openly talking about, fucking a girl in the ass and, oh, she loves it, blah, 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 blah. And there's old people 10 feet in front of them, but there's a window separating them, so they don't know what the hell they're saying. But there's a little bell that they can ring, so, if they ring it, then they walk outside. So they're talking about anal sex in graphic detail, and this is when I was still in high school, and I was 18, and I could barely even masturbate by myself.
Wait, I'm
So,
sorry, what? It's not masturbating if you do it with someone else.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing. I could barely masturbate by myself. I had to, work up to it.
What do you mean work up to it? Did you have to give yourself a pep talk?
You're like, I
Yeah.
can do it. I can do it.
Yeah, I had to here we go. I can do this. I can do this.
Look yourself in the mirror. All right, it's done.
I can do this. So I'm just standing there, just trying to some of the things were funny that they said. Some things were just I did not need to hear. Like one guy was saying, yeah, I put it in. She screamed and and I was like, the fuck, I don't want to hear that.
She screamed like a fucking giraffe
And
getting
then-
hunted by a
And
wild
then one guy's just like, oh, my wife loves it. She asked me to do it, and I'm like, again, don't need to hear this. So I'm just standing there, and then one of the guys looks at me and he goes in his dead ass serious way. He goes, hey Stone, you ever fucked a girl in the ass? And I said, you can't say that I have. And he's like, all right, well, you should try it sometime. It's really nice. And I'm like, I can tell. I'll think about it whenever it comes up. And he's like, all right, man. And then they keep talking about anal sex, and I think I walked away. I think I just walked into the freezer and just stood there, because it was bullshit. And then about a month later, I left and went to Harkins. So, beat my anal sex bashes story.
All right, Ben, you can go next.
All right.
We'll go Stone, Ben, me.
Actually, I got one right now. So back when I was a courtesy clerk at Fry's, every night I would be the closer usually. This was 5 nights a week, and we closed
Five Nights at Freddy's?
basically. But every night you closed, you'd have to have all the carts off the lot before you could go home.
Uh-huh.
And I want to say it was about 11. I was just doing my usual shit, just pushing all the carts for a couple hours, listening to music. Then they call me back inside because I need to help someone to their car.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just this a priest-looking dude, he's still got that shirt on. You know what I'm talking about,
So he looks like a crier or something?
Yeah. And he looks nice enough. So we're just walking to our car, making small talk. And he just goes real on and on about Jesus, and he starts trying to convert me.
He starts he's like, have you accepted Jesus into your heart and also your ass?
Yep. And he just starts telling me all this stuff from the Bible. And when we get to his car, he says, "Can I pray for you?" I was like, "Sure." So he takes my hand, and he just starts praying for me. And I can't remember the exact words, if you get what I mean, but it was just a strange enough feeling. And after he was done, he said, "If you die tomorrow, you will go to heaven." And I was like, "Are you about to kill me?"
Are you about to kill?
Wow.
What the fuck, man?
It's like something out of a horror movie.
He was like, "I'm just gonna go over there now."
It's like, "Have a good night, sir," and you just grab the cart and you fucking run.
He was a nice guy. It was just strange.
Well, nice guys are usually the serial killers. You do realize?
Excuse me.
Well,
I think it was a good
I
intention.
mean, come on. You killed rock and roll.
We killed things too.
I know.
We've all killed things.
Yeah, like
I think we've all
my
killed
s-
rock and roll. Rock and roll means a bunny, by the way.
we're talking. It's a System of a Down reference. We were all in the car. Oh gosh, that wasn't funny. Even though it was kind of funny.
Fuck you.
Well, it wasn't like I feel bad, but
Everyone was laughing their ass off 10
we
seconds
weren't laughing
afterwards.
at you. We were laughing at the situation.
And that's someone else.
And
Stone, you
me.
just killed rock
We
and
were not
roll."
laughing at you, Stone. We weren't laughing like, "Ha, ha, ha, Stone." We were laughing at, "Ha,
You know
ha,
what I
rock and
remember?
roll." Ha.
No, you know what I remember? I remember driving,
I
and
mean
then,
it.
and then
I
I
mean
heard a, you know, I remember driving, and then hearing a boom, and then I heard because I didn't really see any. I think I saw it the last second, but
Dude, those bunnies, like where I live,
Jackrabbits.
they're the same thing.
jackrabbits.
Those things are suicidal. They will just jump in front.
They're worse than deer.
They will cut in front and detonate.
Yep.
Yeah, I just remember hitting the thing, and then it was just like, "You just killed rock and roll!" Ah! It's like, okay.
And then Russell was like, "So I felt like the biggest asshole."
No, then Zane went back and filmed this stupid thing.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
that was worse than you actually killing it.
Or no, and of course, no one said anything. We should have brought that up to him when he was on a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck, Zane? That's morbid.
No, he probably would have been like, "Can you edit that out? I don't want that in there."
Delete this.
No, it's really funny how Zane was super polite and didn't cuss at all and didn't say anything controversial on the podcast. But on Triple Backflip, he's like, "Yeah, fuck, dick wieners, yeah."
The
And it's just
funniest,
like-
Oh, God.
the funniest thing Zane has said so far that I've heard or remember was when he talked like an old guy.
I guess it's over.
That's the only funny thing.
All right, Ben. So a guy tried to convert you at
Did anything
At
else
Fry's.
happen after
Yeah.
that?
God, as far as I can remember now.
Like, did you ever see him again?
he like put a hex on you so you forgot the rest of the night.
Did you ever see him again?
I
or-
never saw him again after that night.
He was probably your guardian angel. Let's be
Yeah.
real.
He's probably your guardian angel, giving you Morse code of, "Dude, you better fucking stop this shit."
Dude, leave Fry's now. Yeah, right.
All right, Alex, what do you got?
This one happened recently. You guys know about this.
I think.
Ben like jerked towards me. He's like, "Do tell." It was at the newer Jimmy John's, and this lady it was kind of a slow afternoon. This lady comes in at around 5 o'clock with this bag from Whole Foods, and she goes, "Hi, my son ordered this earlier today, and it smelled kind of weird to him. I was wondering if I could get a replacement sandwich." And being the nice guy that I am, I was just like, "Oh yeah, sure, ma'am, no problem. We'll make you one right away. Sorry that happened." And, she was making small talk. She was like, she was asking if this was a good place to work, and I was like, "It's all right. It's not bad." I wasn't gonna lie to her and be like, "It's the best place to work ever,"
Apply now.
I'm not that kind of fuck. I'm just
You want
like,
an interview?
I'm just like, it's all right. Pays the bills. She's like, "Okay." And so we made her a brand new sandwich and gave it to her. She was like, "Thank you so much. Have a great day." And she walked out and she drove off. And then curiosity hit me because I didn't check the sandwich that she gave me. Because I usually give the customers the benefit of the doubt, Even though people are fucked sometimes, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I like to see the better in people. I unwrap the sandwich, and it's this black, moldy, harder than brick, 8-inch fucking wad of rotting roast beef. It's disgusting. My coworker literally went to the back to throw up. that's like his one thing he can't stand, rotting food. So he like went to the back to throw up. It was disgusting. It was literally, she gave us a rotting sandwich.
Ugh.
And I was like,
This has been the worst trade deal of all.
this is the worst trade deal of all time. And so I just took it out to the back, and I was like, before I throw this out, because, like, my coworker was like, get rid of it, I'm gonna fucking vomit, do it, just get rid of it. And I was like, alright, man, I'm going. Because, like, that shit doesn't really bother me. Because, like, there weren't any maggots on it, because it was all, like, literally hard as a rock. You could beat someone over the head with this and cause damage with this sandwich. It had been sitting in, like, a fucking hot car for at least 3 weeks. So I take it out, and I was just like hitting it against like a brick wall, and like the brick was chipping. It was scary, and I filmed it, and then I threw it away, and I was like, I really want to fucking sock it to that lady. I'm pissed. Like that was one of the last days I worked at that place, so I was like, if anybody ever comes up and asks for a free sandwich again, I'm gonna be like, show me the other sandwich first.
Give it to me.
Like, never ever. If you work at a sandwich place and someone brings in a sandwich, always check it before you give them a free one. That's my lesson to you. All right, Stone, what's up?
Well, this one involved the papers. See, I feel like there's more stories if I think hard enough, but I only remember a few.
I'll think one.
What about Man the Harpoons?
You know, the people, you ever want to see a depressing environment, go into your local
Newspaper warehouse.
and just look at the kind of people there. Most of them are old, and it's 7 days a week, so they're there every day. They're old, and you know, they have these big ass paper routes that take at least 2 hours to do. It's very depressing. So imagine me walking in, you know, blaring Anthrax, because I'd bring my own speaker in, so I'd come in and blare Anthrax, Metallica, or Rush, or listen to Cinema Sins. So every 3 seconds you just hear bing, 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 bing. So one
Movie's
time,
Addict to Gravity.
so one time I'm doing the paper, and you know, we're in Arizona, so there's the Arizona paper, and then there's New York Times, Wall Street Journals, all these special papers that people have to pay an extra 5 cents for. So there are these, once a week on Sundays, there are these papers called Sun Yes, and I still don't know what Sun Yes is. It's like a coupon book or something. But the thing is not everyone got them. Only like of the 260 papers on my route, only like 80 of them got it, and it just didn't make any sense. So apparently my manager Dale, he would come up to me every week, and he said, how many did you throw your Sun Yeses? How many did you have? And I tell him. He's like, all right. And he'd walk away. And he did that for a few weeks. And it was kind of weird. So he came up to me and he asked me again, did you throw your Sun Yeses? And I said, yeah, Dale, I throw them every week. Why? And then he looks around, and then he leans towards me. I mean, here, Ben, look at me. He's like this close from me. Very close. And he leans over, and he looks at me, and he goes, because our workers are stealing all these papers, and we're trying to find out who's doing this shit and trying to stop it. All right? And then he, like, smiles at me, and I'm like, all right. And then he walks away, and I stand there for, like, 10 seconds. And I'm like, did he, like, backhand threaten me? I've never seen a manager or any human being get that close to me and say something that kind of threatening.
It's intimidation. They're like, we're gonna put an end to it, and then they like smile at you, they wink at you, so it's like, it's like, watch yourself, buddy.
It's exactly what happened. And the funny part is you remember, I won't say his name, we'll just call him Bad, because those were his initials.
Fuck Bad.
He worked there too, and he never threw his Sun Yeses.
Oh my god.
He would keep them as fire paper. Like, he'd go back to his house
What?
and he'd use it to start fires.
What a fuck!
Wouldn't he
I
steal
know.
beer from my old neighbor?
Yeah, that guy would.
Oh my
he
god.
would go on his route and he would tell me all this shit he would do. He would steal beer from this guy's house. He would go out and, you know, do all this stuff. And I thought he was full of shit. Then I went on his route one day because I finished mine early, and because he always, you know,
Came late.
Well, it came late, but he would always like go on my route and then go on his. So I went on his route one day because I got mine done early, and lo and behold, he stole beer, threw papers. He'd be like, that's that guy's house. I don't like that guy. And then throw his paper. I mean, seriously, fuck Bad.
So how did he discover, though, that they had beer, just like out in the open?
You know, There
That's
are questions.
A great fucking question.
There are questions that the universe still hasn't answered yet, and that's one of them.
Yeah. Because it was like in the backyard, right? Just in some fridge.
Well, he would tell me he would sit in his jacuzzi and drink his beer.
What the fuck?
For an hour. And then he would get up and finish the rest of the route.
That's metal as fuck.
That,
You gotta admit.
that is, but that was like a full family that lived there.
Full family. That guy must have owned like security cameras or something. And I saw him do it. He would just open up the hatch and walk into his backyard, go open up the fridge, grab a couple beers, and walk out.
You just chill in the jacuzzi.
I never saw that, but he told me. But when I saw the jacuzzi, and I was like, well, if it's there, he's probably done it before. And I was like, let me ask you this. Have you ever opened his back door? And he's like, oh, he locked it. And I'm like, I don't even want to know if you actually did try it. I'm just going to assume that you assumed that he locked the door.
You would go inside their house.
I assume
That's
he tried.
breaking and entering.
That is.
I would assume he tried to open the door and it was locked.
And
Well, to be fair, I tried to break into Ben's house once.
that's different.
Well, break in, like, he was home. It was me, Russell, and Toxic, and we were just trying to get into your house to steal your animal crackers.
Animal crackers.
Ben had good animal crackers, dude.
Still
We were
do,
just
man.
I was trying to get in through the dog door, but I didn't know if his mom was home, so I bailed. I'm like the only one thin enough to fit through the dog door, so I was like, I tried to.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if Ben's little brother was home either, so I was like, not trying it.
Yeah, Toxic ain't fitting through any dog doors anytime soon. He probably couldn't fit through a dog door when he was born.
Fuck Toxic, that 400-pound fuck.
Alright, Ben, what do you got?
God, I had one like right here.
God, I wish I was... God, I wish that were me. If you want to think and you pass one over on to me, that's
Yeah, you can pass real fast, dude.
okay.
I'll come back to Ben.
We'll come back to Bean. All right. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good one. Fucking. So at the original Jimmy Jan's, when I was a manager, I had to deal with. Ooh. Well, actually, I've already told this story on the. So let's tell a different one. I was gonna tell the story about the weed, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
told
amazing.
I told that one last week. Ben knows about that.
We were there for
Watch
that.
watch the 5th podcast if you wanna hear that story. But so there's this guy, right? And he just ordered a sandwich with a stupid kid. He looked like he was like 60 or something, but he was like a foot taller than me. He was one of those old people.
Yeah.
And I had gloves on because you have to wear gloves to do everything in Jimmy John's. And I was just, tired. I worked 4 shifts a week, closing every day, doing manager stuff. I was just like, come on, man. I don't... Nobody got time for that. So I swiped his card with the glove on, and then I helped make the sandwich with that same glove. And then I went back, and then I changed my gloves, and then I went back to slicing meat. And I could see the guy, he was talking to my driver about something. And I could see him shaking his head like, wow. And he just walked out. And then my driver's like, what an asshole. I'm like, what happened? He's like, he was pissed off that you didn't change your gloves from swiping his card to helping with the sandwich. And I was like, I mean, fair enough, but is his card really that disgusting that
More of an insult to him than anyone else.
yeah, it's like,
I don't know.
he's like, I'm too dirty. I don't want my DNA on the fucking sandwich.
To be fair, though, I remember hearing somewhere, though, that strippers, they have this thing they put in between their butt. It's just like a card scanner. So that might have been what he was up to.
I mean,
Oh
probably.
my fucking god.
I'm not sure if that's true or
Probably.
not, but I clearly remember hearing that somewhere. I was like, wow.
Oh my
The
god.
future is here.
Dude, let's be honest. If
Those strippers are living in 3017. We're still stuck here in 2017.
Dude, if Kanye West can jump on stage and take the microphone from Taylor Swift and interrupt her speech to talk about Beyonce, stuff like that is probably a real thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ben, are
Kanye's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, right.
you gonna vote for Kanye when he runs in 2020?
Fuck no, I'm gonna vote for Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
My man.
Mom,
Let's be honest, he'd be a good
He would.
if Arnold Schwarzenegger could be the governor of California, Dwayne The Rock Johnson could be the president of the United States. Let's be fucking real.
I mean, right.
I would love to see the Rock be president, and then just quit after 2 months, and then just go back
He's
to
like,
being
fuck
in movies.
this shit.
He just goes back to being in movies.
You need to make another Fast and Furious.
He'd probably still be in movies, even if he was the president.
Probably. Shit.
starring President Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
What did Arnold Schwarzenegger do when he wasn't governor anymore? He went right back to making... Immediately went right back to making movies. The Governator. That did shit.
Yeah, I mean, he did stuff. Not a whole lot of stuff, but...
Yeah.
Okay, so basically the guy was pissed, and I was like, whatever. So I went back to slicing meats. Then like half an hour later, the phone rings, and the in-shop that's working, he answers the phone, and he's like... want to talk to a manager, and I'm like, shit. So I answer the phone, and I'm like, hello, how can I help you? And he's like, I want to speak to your manager, and I'm like, this is him. And he's like, what's your name? And I was like, Alex. What's your last name? Korn. How do you spell that? Like the band. He's like, I don't know any band named Korn. I'm like, okay.
Uncultured swine hangs up.
I've looked at how many...
I should have done that, but that I would have gotten like fired right there. But I was like, I spelled it out for him. He's like, well, are you the one that made my sandwich when I came in? I'm like, I make a lot of sandwiches, sir. And he's like, don't be smart with me. And I was like, are you the person that came in with your son or grandson? He's like, yeah, you swiped my card and then you didn't change gloves when you were making sandwiches. That is ridiculously unhealthy. I'm gonna be calling your manager. What is your manager's phone number? And I was like, I'm not allowed to give that out. And I was like, bullshit, you're not allowed to give that out. And I was like, sir, I'm not allowed to give out their personal number. Like, if you want to call the store back tomorrow between this time and this time. And he's like, I'm not doing that. And I'm like, sir, I'm not giving you her number. I'm sorry. And he's like, all right, we'll just see what the police department has to say about that.
Are you
Oh
fucking serious?
I'm like, sir, you're not gonna call the police department. But I'm not trying to piss you off, sir. I'm just saying I can't give you the number. He's like, this is completely unprofessional. You had the ability to be professional and do your job right, but instead you let us down. You're a disgrace to your company. And he hangs up.
Damn.
And I was like, fuck it, And like there were two other customers in the place. And
So they heard everything?
yeah, they did hear everything. Oh, he was also pissed off that we couldn't give him tomatoes on the side. But that's like a Jimmy John's thing where like you can't give like tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, stuff like that on the side because it's a health violation.
Well, yeah, especially like Scottsdale, they'll find those loopholes so fast and so.
Yeah, right. It's a health violation. 1, 2, we don't give them just in case people get those like slim sandwiches that are just meat and bread.
Yeah, just
so
bare
like
bones.
to cheat the system. We don't do that. More so the first reason, but And he was pissed off about that, and he's like, "Well, you can't give me any." I forgot to mention this in the phone call. He was also like, "Oh, you can't give me any tomatoes. It's impossible to give me some tomatoes." And I was trying to explain to him like it's a health code violation, but he wasn't hearing any of that shit. So he's like, "Your manager, I hope you get fired." And I'm like, oh, "Okay, whatever." So I went into the freezer and I started punching the fucking freezer wall. I was pissed off. And I came back out and I was slicing meat and my coworker was like, "What happened, man?" And I was like, "The asshole from before." And I was saying like asshole. I was pissed off. And I was like ranting really loud about it. I was like, "Dude's freaking complaining that we can't give him tomatoes, douchebag. It's like, it's a health code violation. We're not allowed to do that." And then he was like, the whole thing about it's like, "Oh yeah, I love being told that I'm a failure even though I try my hardest." I was like, as I'm slicing meats, I'm doing the motion of like pushing
Hands on, part 54.
I don't know, man. I was just really upset. And then like,
Wait, how old was the guy?
I don't know. He looked like 60 something.
So like old.
Yeah, like.
Why are old?
But he
people
seemed like the kind of old person that like. He never worked a day in his life. His daddy was rich, so like he just like works. He just runs a firm. And just takes phone calls.
There's no in between with old people. They're either like the nicest people I've ever met, or they're
Right?
just straight assholes.
It's true.
Not even assholes. They're like spawned from hell, or they're angels from heaven.
Because my dad's like early 60s and he's still at Marshall and Tempe.
Right?
Dude, like old people down at the airport are like bad too. Only because they don't want to listen.
Yeah.
They don't understand anything, and then you want to say, "You're driving a car."
You're gonna die soon.
Wow.
No, not just that. You're going to kill somebody if you can't understand a basic
Oh
rule.
my fucking god! Don't even get me started there.
Well, you got a store?
I'm almost done.
You're good.
So like one of the customers inside came up to the counter and he was like, "Hey man, do you mind if I have some tomatoes on the side?" And I was like, "You're joking, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "Hey, don't sweat what other people say. He was just having a bad day. You can't let people get you down like that." And he was trying to cheer me up and stuff. And I was like, "Thanks, man. I really appreciate it." He's like, "Yeah, you have a great day." And and then the other person that was in there, she's like, "Yeah, you shouldn't let whatever." And I was like, faith in humanity kind of restored.
I wish people would do that to me at the airport.
And that's and then I never saw that guy again. Thank God. All right, Ben, you got a story? Is it about Senior Wednesday?
It actually is.
Senior
cool.
Wednesday. Oh shit.
So fucking, for those who don't know, for Senior Wednesday, it's just all those companies that work in that, like, I think it's Kroger's branches. The first Wednesday of every month, there's Senior Wednesday, which for, basically everyone over 60, I'm sorry about that, I got a dick in my mouth.
Yeah, he's really getting excited to tell this story.
This one...
He's salivating.
He's foaming at the mouth.
I can almost taste it.
So,
everyone over 60 gets 10% off of everything. So, of course, it's basically... I've always called it Attack on Fries, like Attack on Titan, for those who don't know. Just imagine Titans, just a lot of old people.
Like, I need my Cheerios.
all them walking to the store with,
Yep.
like, motorized carts and everything. Like, they're coming in 15 minutes.
It always started, right, around
Get
like
ready,
9 or
man.
10. That's when it just escalated so much.
What time?
Like 9 or 10.
Oh,
every
in the
day.
morning.
Yep.
Yeah, because I already. Yep, that's the. Yep.
Because all the old people are always up at like 4 in the morning.
Like fucking Harkins. People.
And then they go to bed at 6 p.m.
Old people show up to everything an hour early.
Dude, they would show up in literal busloads, though. Just like from retirement homes and shit.
So what happened then?
God, so of course the lines are all just gonna be super backed up. We got every register open, and that's around the time I was a cashier, and I was about 2 hours into my shift, I think. Just it was going all right. A couple people here and there that were killing me, but nothing too bad.
Yeah.
And this one really just larger, fatter, older gentleman and his wife shows up.
You can call him a fat fuck.
He was a fat fuck. He was an old fat fuck.
You don't have to say gentleman. You can let.
You're not
sir.
Zane.
You don't. This isn't on national TV. You don't have to be fake.
All right.
Don't worry.
I'm sorry, Zane, but you're completely fake.
We love you, Zane.
And his wife the entire time was actually pretty quiet, but this guy, man, he was just pissed off. Like,
Wow, usually it's the other way around.
he just showed up. He's like, "Oh, fucking finally!" He was just waiting there for a solid like 3 minutes. I saw.
Did he say that?
Yeah. And I just fuck. All right, so right when he got to the front, I saw an old lady like right behind me was struggling to pick up this thing of soda. So of course I just try and like I lift it up for her, and he's like, "You're actually gonna make me wait longer than I already have." He's like, "I was just trying to help her, sir." He was like, "Fucking whatever, just check me out already."
Is this Mara as an old man?
Oh my god, it was just. So I'm just checking out shit and stuff, and it's going along pretty steadily. He's like, "Could you go a little faster?"
I'm trying, man.
I know. And we're just small talking and stuff. Then we get near the end. He's like, "All right, I've had enough of this. What's your name, son?" So I just point my name tag. Ben.
Ben.
He's like, "Fuck." I forget exactly how it goes, but he's basically just calling me like a college dropout. He says I never worked for anything in my life. My parents gave me everything. It's just,
Wow.
is everything okay at home?
What a dick.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It just
Did he
he's
get?
fine.
Did he wait for you to finish checking him out?
Basically, but
What a dickbag.
it was so bad. Yeah. God. Yeah, he talked a lot of shit actually. Now that I think about it.
When anyone who like says that kind of shit and then like expects you to finish your job deserves to burn in hell. That's fucking terrible.
I know. I really just want to say it's like, I'm on my summer break after high school, right? I couldn't even be college. Yeah, I couldn't even be in college yet if I want to.
It's like, yeah, I'm a cashier at a grocery store. It's not like I'm doing, it's not like I have $1 million, but I chose this.
Yeah.
I don't have that much money. That's why I have a
Yeah.
low job like this.
I
sir.
just work here, right?
I'm not a manager at Chase Bank. I'm a cashier at Fry's.
Yeah. At the end of it, he's just like, "I'm never coming here again. I'm going to AJ's." And
AJ sucks.
AJ sucks ass. Imagine like
It's so fucking expensive.
my mom went there for salad shit, and she left with $60 worth of stuff for like maybe a dinner.
Maybe a dinner.
I know because it's all like fancy and organic,
Yeah.
but it's overpriced as shit.
Yep, and he
terrible.
said he would never come to Fry's again, and he'd only go to AJ's, and he said he was going to go talk to my manager and try and get me fired.
Okay.
Did anything even happen?
Nope, the manager came over and apologized, and I just said, can I step outside for a minute? And I think I cried.
I mean,
I'm sorry, man.
Man,
That's terrible.
It was already a bad day, then that was kind of just like, when you're down, they just kicks you in the shin like 20 times.
Oh, dude, I've cried after. I cried at pre-flight one time, and it wasn't even my fault. And like the second I got back, I got in the car. There's this movie called Relative Strangers, and in that movie, it's like about a therapist who has like a mental breakdown at the end of the movie, and he has this book, and it's called like 3, 2, 1, Go. So at the end of the movie, when he cries, he goes 3, 2, 1, and then he just cries. It's basically what I did when I got in the car. So that, hey man, it's all right. I've cried at, not at work, but when I got off work. But I think that's kind of normal. Whether anyone wants to admit it or not, you have cried during or after work.
Especially retail.
Especially any job when you deal with public, especially old people. And
they forget you're human.
what was I gonna say?
They think you're part of a system rather than, like an individual person.
Yeah. Like.
All right, so let me.
All right,
say
Ston.
one. It's for my new job, and I wish it involved an old person, but it didn't. Although let me
Washing an old person.
let me just say this: the last time, my last shift, was on Sunday. You all right down there?
Yeah, just XYZ.
YYZ by Rush.
XYZ, examine your zipper.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just get.
What the hell happened down here?
I guess his Wayner was.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
God. Jesus Christ.
You get
Fuck,
that
I was
whole
talking
thing?
about Ben's Wayner flapping out and mine almost did. God, I need to.
Well then,
Hey man,
My Toys R Us when your dick flew out.
I'm pissed. All right,
here's some
but
new
tell your
shit
story.
for you.
Here's some new shit for you.
So, just on a quick side note, the last shift I worked, I had like 2 bus fulls of old people, and let me just say, it was a nightmare. Because first of all, old people don't remember. I get if you're 25 and you don't remember where you parked, that's fine. When you're old and you don't remember where to park,
Oh, like.
you might as well wear a name tag that says Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
My grandpa died of Alzheimer's.
So did my grandma, or my great grandma.
Not nice, but
But dude,
relatable.
don't you feel you got like 15 old people on the bus and you're trying to be nice and they're like, I don't remember where we parked. It's like, neither do I.
I
Get
don't
off.
know. I don't know where you parked.
Yeah, it's like get off. Yeah, why do people look at me like I know where they parked? It's like I don't remember where I parked. It's like
I'm just the driver. I'm not the.
You work there. You're supposed to have all the answers.
I swear to God, next time it says I don't remember where I parked, I'm just gonna look at them and be like, oh yeah,
should
you
be like,
parked
"Hey."
on row X on the 3rd floor. That's
I
where
would-
you parked.
Dude, when people ask where shit was when I worked at Fry's, I would tell them all the time. Oh, just aisle 4.
Aisle 4.
Did you really say aisle?
That was my go-to aisle.
Aisle 4.
It's a nice aisle to just. All right, so you were driving around a bunch of old people.
Well, I was just gonna say that was just
Oh.
a nightmare driving 2 full busloads of old people, and they don't know anything. And why do old people always have the most luggage? I've never seen 30-year-olds carrying
Because
around
they've
with that
got
much.
like 18 pounds of medication in order to
Holy
keep them
shit.
alive.
Crap, dude! How do they get these things on and off the hotel?
Dude, the guy carried like a portable defibrillator and all that.
Oh god.
Just in case. God damn it! I'm sorry. I kicked the mic stand.
Well, anyways, here is it working?
I'm pissed.
Yeah, it's working.
Anyways, a few months ago, it was at night, and at night is really not the time to get stressed because you're like 2-3 hours from finishing. But if something happens, it will ruin the rest of your night, even if you're an hour from being done. So I go to Terminal 4, and I pick some people up. And this happens more often than you think. People get on the wrong damn bus. And it's not like, oh, I wasn't told which bus to get on. No, they have the company name.
Yeah.
They just didn't look at it.
I was gonna say every time I've gone to the airport, it's been pretty straightforward.
I know, it's like, look, if you go to a place called Ramada Inn, what makes you think a company with a completely different name is going to go to that name with a different name? You go to a place called Ramada Inn, the
bus that says Cactus Pleasures in your
Yeah.
asshole is not going to take you to that place.
No, every single day people, it's just the Ramada Inn. No. Well, when do they come?
I don't know. I'm not them.
I know, I look at them, before I was nice about it. Now I'm just like, I don't know, man. I work for pre-flight parking. All I know is our schedule. All I know is that they come over here. That's all I know. And they're like, do you know when they'd be here? And I just shut the door and drive away. I don't actually do that.
Nope.
but I
Sorry.
want
See
to.
ya.
So anyways, I go to 4. I pick up 5-6 people. And I I pull in, go to the east lobby. Some people get off, and then I go to the west lobby. West lobby's the last one, and then I circle around, go back to the airport. So every 2-3 people get off, and there's this woman standing there or sitting there, and I hate it when I go to west lobby and everyone gets off, and I look back and there's someone sitting, because you definitely know something's wrong. So I look at her, I'm like, do you know where you parked, ma'am? She's like, all I know is that I'm at the Ramada Inn. And I about wanted to just shut the bus off, walk in, and quit. I look, and you know what the kicker was? Ramada Inn was down the street. You can see it from pre-flight parking.
She can walk there.
So yeah, and I looked at her and I was like, hold on a second. And I walked back inside to the manager and I explained it, and he's just like, are you shitting me? And I'm like, nope. And he goes, all right, well, tell her you can either take her back to Terminal 4 or she can do the entire run with you. And I'm like, all right, I already know what she's going to choose. So I come back and explain it to her, and she's like, all right, cool. So I pull around, and guess what? There's a family there with a baby in a stroller. Well, I can't drive by them. So now I gotta stop the bus and load the people. So the woman's sitting there. Well, guess what? I can't just drop her off at 4. I gotta drop these other people off. So I go into the airport, and I drop these people off. Well, now I'm already at Terminal 2, so now I gotta do the whole thing. She's getting more upset. Every minute that goes by, she's getting more and more upset. Every time I look at her in the rearview mirror, she's just staring at me, giving me the death glare.
Turns up radio.
And I know why. Yeah, just slowly, 97.9 mandatory Metallica, turn that shit up. Actually, I can't do that when people are on the bus, when it's empty, though. So we're getting to 2, I pick people up. I get to 3, I pick people up. And she's still on the bus. And it's not her fault, and it's not my fault. Actually, it was her fault. So she looks at me, and she's just like, is Terminal 4 closed? Can I just get off and walk to it? And I'm like, well, yeah, it's just down there, but that's the next stop I'm going to. Did you hear that voice crack?
Mm-hmm.
And then, she's looking at me, and I forgot what she said, but she tried to make it seem like it was my fault. She's like, you said you went to the Ramada Inn. And I said, no, I didn't. You asked me if I knew where the Ramada Inn was. And I said, yes. I have people ask me where pre-flight parking is. And I said, yes, I know where it is. I have people ask me where everything is. And I say, yes.
You got a bathroom in this place?
In the back.
God damn it!
I'm like, you're the idiot that just willy-nilly got on the bus. So I finally get back to Terminal 4 after, about a solid 25 minutes in hell with this lady. And I take her back, and she gets off the bus and just sits there. And then I drove away. But, yeah, that was the worst one, involving someone getting on the wrong bus. Most of the time, people get on. They're cool about it. I just take them right back to 4, and they leave. And I don't have to pick anyone up, too. But, yeah, that was pretty bad. That wasn't the time I cried, Ben. The time I cried was when I was done fueling, and they asked me to do one last run-through.
Yeah. So,
of course, I pick up, like, a bus full of people, and I get to Terminal 4, and there's already a bus there. So I'm trying to get on the radio and talk to the guy, and no one's listening to me. And then the manager's like, hey, Stone, return to the lot, please. And I'm like, but, Jay, I have a question about this. And he's like, hey, return to the lot with those passengers. And I don't know why, but that just, like, rubbed me the wrong way.
I get you, man.
So I drove back, dropped him off, clocked out and everything, sat in my car and kind of, like, bawled my eyes. I waited till I left the premises. And then when I got in the freeway, I started crying. But, yeah. Moral of the story, read the fucking bus sign and use common sense, people. If McDonald's had a bus that would take you to McDonald's, you wouldn't get on a bus that said Wendy's, right?
Yeah. People like fast food way more than they like caring about the different types of shuttle buses.
It's just like, just read. You don't have to be a doctor to know that. You just have to read and put 2 and 2 together.
Doctor. Alright, who's next?
I think Ben.
I think I went, then you went, though.
Okay, so yeah, Alex.
Christ. This I burped before too, it doesn't matter. This is like, I'm trying to think of like a fun work story. Like one that was,
I know most
I could tell another Jimmy John's one, but I feel like I should tell a Halloween one. Well, nah, fuck it. I'll
Nah, fuck it.
Well, I could mention this real quick. When I worked at the Halloween store, I used to work at the costume counter where people would like go to the back, try on costumes, bring them back to you. You had to fold them back up, put them back later. Pain in the fucking ass. And I remember one time there was like a group of girls that like high school girls, like not 18 yet, and I was 18, and they were in the back, taking pictures of themselves naked, probably. I wouldn't know. That's just what I heard. But since I was the clerk back there, I remember they like all ran in, they all ran out, and I was like, "Fuck, man." So they all ran out, and then like 5 minutes later, my manager comes up to me and she's like, "Alex, did you know what they were doing in there?" And I was like, "Trying on costumes." And she's like, "Okay," and she walks off. And another manager comes back up and she's like, they were taking pictures of themselves in there, apparently, according to another customer. So you didn't do anything. I'm like, what? And there was like, we're just making sure you didn't go back there. We trust you. We're just like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? They just think I would like go back there and check out the fucking underage chicks taking pictures. And I mean, I'm sure there's people that would do that, but it's like,
oh, completely.
Don't you love it when your own like company like turns against you and you're like, wow.
It's like, I've shown you guys no reason to doubt me and my ability to be an honest employee. Why the fuck are you giving me this shit?
Yeah, Harkins did that. They actually thought I stole from them one time. Granted, what happened was pretty weird.
I always stole from Jimmy John's. That was fucking hilarious. But like, it's different because it's food. You can just make people sandwiches. You can just take the bread at the end of the night. When there were no security cameras in my Jimmy John's, you could do that every night. No one knew the wiser.
That was fries.
With Harkins, there was an extra $101. Where did it come from? Obviously, the man just made a mistake. But I was working, so guess what? They asked me if They looked at me with a straight face and they said, "Yeah, we thought you were stealing, so we looked at the cameras to make sure." And I felt like...
wow.
Yeah. How did they think you were stealing if they had an extra?
Yeah, first of all, I felt betrayed, and I looked at them and I was like, "You had an extra. That would have meant I would have had to take $101 out of my own pocket and give it to you. It's called a donation, asshole. You thought I was stealing from you?" It's like... Wow.
A lot of companies are just rude.
I know.
Mean.
It's like you work for them, and then it's like, all right, we need to throw somebody under the bus. Let's pick this guy.
But, like, it made me so uncomfortable because I was like, I don't fucking want to work at this fucking counter if, like, underage girls are going to come back here and then they're going to, like, tell fucking management that I went back there to peep on them. Like, that's fucking scary, man. You do that, you go to jail, you get a fucking...
Your life is ruined.
Felony on your record. Seriously, it's not a joke.
I don't think women fully understand. You can't just
throw
that out.
Especially not high school girls. They're like, yeah, it's funny. Look at that faggot. And then it's just like, wow, his life is ruined.
Yeah, about the woman that like accused 15 men of raping her.
What about that guy who...
What?
What about that woman that accused that guy of raping her, and then 6 years later, that guy was going to be in, football...
Yep,
up
I remember
there.
hearing about that.
And then like 7 years later, she goes on Facebook and says she just made it up. And the guy's like 26 years old, and it's kind of too late for him.
Yep.
That's fucking awful.
But guess what?
Anybody who does that is scum. I don't even really believe in hell, but you're going to hell.
Yeah, the only people worse than women who do that are men who beat their wives or men who hit women.
Donut holes.
Not just donut holes. Everyone. Okay, what's a bald black guy? If a bald white guy's a donut hole, what's a bald black guy?
Chocolate ball.
I was about to say Michael Jordan.
I don't know if you should edit that out. No, don't edit that out because people might think that you said something else.
I mean, I saw a Vine the other day. It was a video of this guy with like malt balls in his hand, and he held them up to this black guy sitting in front of him, and like his bald head looked exactly like a malt ball.
Either everything is on the chopping block or nothing.
Exactly.
Wait, hold on.
Good philosophy, Ben.
That's what I'm saying.
Philosophy.
That's what Filthy Frank's policy was.
Either all of it's okay or none of it's okay. We're not racist. We just like making stupid, fucking, not really funny jokes.
Yeah.
All right, hey, this podcast is brought to you by... Hey, Lakeside Park by Rush.
Big shout out.
Hey, I'm big shout out.
I'm sorry.
You're bigger than
it's
that.
a cool phrase. Imitation is the
That's true.
Is
That's why I beat it too. I said it first. So I say big shout out, and you go largest shout out, or
grandest shout out.
yeah, you said something else one
Ben,
time.
what are
that
you
was
gonna
funny.
say?
God, this is actually it's not too long, but it may be.
I didn't mean the
pretty
work
epic.
story, even though it is your turn next. I meant
No,
like,
it's-
what are you gonna say? Shout out, like,
Yeah,
he's
what-
big shout out. I'm colossal shout out. You are.
Uh,
Are you Uber shout out?
No, you're
medium large shout out.
Demi shout out.
Medium large shout out. Damn it. There's Elder God shout out. God shout out. Shout out.
Elder shout out.
Okay.
Or the semi-easy medium hard way.
Or the sort of hard with a touch of medium difficult hard way.
I should get my phone.
So that's how it's gonna be.
All right, Ben. It's your
Alright.
turn. This will probably be the last one though.
Yeah,
Then we
it
can
was.
like move on to something else because it's kind of getting up there.
Yep.
Where are we at? Oh.
All
We're,
right,
not,
so,
we're not too bad.
Oh, I thought that said 45 minutes.
Ah!
I didn't see the one.
This was back when I first started working at Domino's. I had this one manager who I'd close with some nights, and he was a very, very big stoner. Like, he would sell pot to a couple of the other drivers.
Ah!
One of the managers.
On shift?
That's epic. Dude.
One of the managers, yes, actually.
Wow.
They both don't work there anymore. That's
wonder
for
why.
another time, but
I wonder why.
it's, basically one day here, Alex, for like Jimmy John's. Did you ever have like corporate just come in and like expect the store?
A few times. Yeah.
So we always have this
Sometimes.
one
Like, do you mean like an audit, or do you mean the actual owners like coming in to just inspect to see how? Because both.
just like corporate.
Because monthly we'd have an audit,
yeah.
and then that was like mandated, and then just sometimes like the owner of the franchise would come in to just see how things were going.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but yeah,
It was kind of like
continue.
that.
Continue.
And this woman would always do it every month. And this time she came in with a camera crew, actually. And she was just, they were walking around recording everything we did. And that was the night that particular manager was going to close. And he always just came in super baked.
Oh my god.
And
Oh no.
He comes in, he sees the camera crew, he's like,
Yeah.
shit.
I just saw his face walking in, just go from like a slight smile to just like completely white.
Oh boy.
And they just start like recording everything he's doing. Then he walks away for like 5 minutes, and he just comes up to me like, "Dude, what the fuck is happening?"
What the fuck?
Yep. And the entire time, I'm just like behind the camera, just pointing and laughing at him.
It's funny.
That's pretty good.
Anything else that happened?
Nothing really.
Did he get fired?
No, not for that.
Okay.
but
What did
Not
he
for
get
that.
fired for?
there was the big drug bust of 2016.
Oh yeah. Well,
Tell
Voice
us about
Crack
tell us
Part
about
2.
that. Tell
Oh
us
my
about
God.
that before
I vaguely.
we
remember
stop
that.
talking about work stories.
You're good. So this was back in the time he was working there too. There were it was me, that manager, and 2 other drivers who were kind of a little newer than I was. We were like the well-known stoners of the store. If you get what I'm saying, like I think everyone there smoked a little weed.
Ben used to smoke a lot of pot.
We smoked much of the marijuana,
The Mary Jane.
and our GM at the time actually smoked that weed too.
With you guys?
Not with us, but
He got a piece of it.
it was well known. We all,
Dude, a lot of people smoke.
yeah, especially at Domino's. Like, just
Here's your Zaz.
all right, but basically one day we're all just going around, normal thing. I go in the back, then I come to the front, and this is like a different corporate person. She comes in and she has drug tests with this one old dude, and our GM actually, I think she went out the back door and went around and just left. And yeah, she was missing for about 5 minutes before they came in, I think.
The hell was she doing? Was she crying?
Oh, God.
She probably took a drug that like made her seem not high.
No, I'm thinking about that. So basically, she didn't show up until like a good 20 minutes after they left.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So we all had this fucking theory that she completely knew about it, and she just was throwing us all under the bus to cover her own ass.
Possibly.
Yep. And of course, fucking all of us basically failed except for me, because I was the only one who didn't smoke pot that morning. I smoked the night before, but the drug tests were so bad that they could catch it if it was that day.
Nice.
Wow.
And out of 4 people,
It's like Indiana Jones grabbing his hat before the door comes down.
exactly, I was the only person that passed. And that night, actually, we were all just so pissed off at our GM. She actually left early that day, too, when she came back. So the store officially closes, like, at 11. We left, like, at 8. We just closed everything down. We said, yeah, the oven's broken.
The oven's broken.
So you just forwarded all the calls to...
Yeah.
You can do that?
We
Did you still get calls, but you just didn't care?
Yeah, we just didn't care. We just turned everything off.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, my manager was super pissed. He just turned in everything that night and left. Never saw him again. Same with those two.
You never saw him again?
I've never seen him.
Wow. They just quit, or?
Yep, they just quit on the spot.
Wow. That's fucked up, man.
It's because they knew they were gonna get fired, and I actually did too. But I was like, fuck it, might as well just put in my 2 weeks and ride this while I can. And it turned out I didn't get fired. Good.
There you go.
Everything went better than expected.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, see, that's the good part of being
Good
straight
day.
edge. Yeah, did they win? Did the IMAX win?
I don't know. I'd say that was a good day, though.
Well, the good part about being straight edge is you never have to worry about drug tests, and you never have to worry about surprise drug tests. It's so funny, like, I talked to old friends of mine when I was still in high school, and they'd always be like, oh, I want to get this job, man. And I'm like, what's the only thing holding you back? And like, I got to pass a drug test. I can't smoke for 3 days. It's like, only 3 days? I've
Really?
never smoked ever. Can't you do that? He's like, no, I have to. I hate it when people say they have to smoke weed.
Oh my
You don't
God.
have to smoke weed. You want to smoke weed. Unless...
Weed
it's like
is not
on the
addicting. Addiction is addicting.
It's like, you can be addicted to weed. You know how you can tell? If someone says...
No. Okay, fine. You can get addicted, but it's a mental thing. It's not the weed itself that's addicting.
Well,
It's a
yeah.
mental thing that the person is going through. Because if I wanted to, I've smoked pot before. If I wanted to, I could smoke it every goddamn day and be addicted to it, but I'm not addicted to it. You know why? Because I'm not like that.
Well,
It's just
also-
some people, it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the
Or
other
it
thing-
could be depression or something else. I'm not saying they're a bad person for that. I'm just saying,
That's a big thing, I think, is some people just rely on it for happiness sometimes, or just say they smoke it, say, 24/7 every day, then they just have to go cold turkey completely.
Well,
of course,
that-
you can have a little mental changes.
The other thing is like people say they can quit whenever they want, and then someone says quit right now.
like-
Finish that pack and then don't do it. Oh no! I can quit whenever I want.
I've never smoked
right now.
cigarettes, but
What's up?
Cigarettes, weed. No. The point is, if someone says I'm not addicted to anything, I'm not addicted to drinking soda. Don't drink a soda for the next 3 days. Ooh, what's the point? I don't need to do it. What am I proving? I don't need to do it. Well, you might be addicted if you can't just not do it. If you can't go 2-3 days without doing it, it don't have to be. An addiction does not have to be to crack cocaine. You can be addicted to chewing gum.
Yeah.
If you can't tell yourself to stop doing it,
you can be addicted to shoving things up your butt.
you can be addicted.
Don't judge.
Dude, you can be addicted to the dumbest shit, but if you can't stop doing it, it's an addiction.
Yeah.
And hey, guess what? You can be addicted to weed. And it's not the weed, it's the mental part, like they said. If you can't not do it, you're addicted! Yeah. No, I was talking to some people at Sardella's, and I said people can get addicted to weed. And he looked like I called his mom fat. And that's when you can totally tell that he smokes on a daily basis, when they take it like a personal offense. Shut the
Hey
fuck
man,
up.
it's not addicting. I can stop whenever I want to.
Then do it. It's like cinema sins. I can stop whenever I want to. So do it.
Let's do it then.
In a few minutes, I might have to go to work, though.
That's what I'm
Shit.
Me and Russell might go to
shit.
the Diamondbacks game. I told him to be at my house at 5. And my phone's on vibrate.
It's 4:44.
Well, and my phone's on vibrate, so I don't know if he's trying to get a hold of me or not. So
Ooh. All right, should we wrap it up, boys?
let's
Say
do
it.
a recap.
Ooh,
Recap.
4 things I wrote down.
Not a whole lot, but
Well, the thing was, this is more like a story time thing.
it was.
It wasn't like last week when we had like 100,000 things in an hour and a half, which was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Was Metallica your favorite show you've seen? Because
No, it was up there, but it's not my favorite show.
what's your favorite?
Rush on the R40 tour.
All right.
I mean, Metallica was probably like out in the top 5 because it was
Definitely.
like so. It was cool because it was a built up, years of waiting and waiting and waiting. And it finally happened. But if I saw Metallica every 2-3 years, it probably wouldn't be as special.
That was definitely a big thing, I think, of it, too. It's just they don't come around ever.
That's why I was like, it's almost like a national holiday. It's like, hey, Metallica's coming to tour.
Dude, it really was, because that was all over the news.
Yeah, like Guns N' Roses. Oh, that's cute. Metallica's coming to Phoenix. Stop everything.
Another note, I hate Guns N' Roses.
I don't hate them, but
Welcome to the jungle!
like Axl Rose.
More Axl Rose, yeah.
There's
Slash I can fuck with. But
Did you guys know this? There's a Mega Man game where all the bosses are named after members of Guns N' Roses.
Well, that's interesting because there's like 1,500 people who've been in Guns N' Roses.
Well, there's.
Was this the drummers for Trivium?
Yeah, right.
I could actually pull it up right now, real quick.
While he's pulling it up, let's do a quick recap.
do
So
the
we got the Atlanta Braves hat that I wore, and then just like right now, we did a quick Metallica show review, which was probably about like 10 minutes, pretty good. And then most of this thing was work-related stories, and you know we covered anal sex, getting threatened by your boss,
Jesus.
getting caught smoking weed at work. Well, you know, failing a drug test at work, more like it. And then bitchy old guys. Anything else I'm missing?
Well, there is this. Okay, so there's a boss in the game that looks like a rose. His name is Axel the Red. Obviously a reference to Axl Rose.
Yeah.
There's a giant whale enemy. His
Yeah.
name's it's Duff McWhalen. Also,
Yep.
you know, named after Duff.
McKeenan.
Yeah,
Or Duff,
whatever.
whatever.
There's Squid Adler.
Named after the squid from Rocket Power.
Of course.
I don't know all the Guns N' Roses members.
I don't know.
There's
Obviously.
Obviously.
There's a lot of them that I don't really remember. There's the I think. Oh fuck! It's not showing me like their actual names. I'm pissed. This was a bad, but you get the point, right?
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
All right. So
Well, the last thing is this podcast is brought to you by Lakeside Park, and Ben, I don't know if you're aware, but
here's a comprehensive list. Okay, so there's a grizzly bear, Grizzly Slash, named after Slash, obviously. Squid Adler, Steven Adler, Izzy Glow, Izzy Stradlin, the whale, Duff McWhalen, Duff McKagan, the Skiver, which is like a fucking Pegasus type thing. Michael, it's named after Michael Monroe, I guess.
Michael Monroe.
There's a flaming T-Rex named Matrex, named after Matt Sorum. There's Dark Dizzy, named after Dizzy Reed. And then Axel the Red, Axel the Rose.
Okay.
I'm sorry I interrupted you, Stone. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we usually wrap these things up by telling a quick story.
But
well, I mean,
the entire episode's been stories.
well, I was gonna show you like, how do you wanna end this one?
All right, Ben. Give us your craziest, like, your most wild hypothetical.
Wild hypothetical. God, I don't know.
Make it as wacky and kooky as you can make it.
Just like a what if.
Yeah. So what if?
So one day.
Ooh, no. Here's a better one.
Yeah.
Tell your best Russell Novy-like story.
Fucking Christ, man. You would call me every fucking night. I was about to go to sleep before school. And I was just like half awake to say, hello? So one day. And for 20 fucking minutes, he would keep me up.
So one day, Ben was going to the Fry's to suck dick. And then all of a sudden... All right, so...
Chris Chavez says Pontiac Aztec. And I eat in Coleman.
I'm gonna have to edit both of that. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
They don't deserve to know their real names. All right, but
I'm fired.
give us a quick story, and then we'll call it off. It's done. It's over.
It's over.
It's over.
Fucking. We drive to the Dutch Bros in Tempe. The Night Riders. That's 3.
Oh yeah.
And-
Oh fuck yeah! This was the Night Riders. How did I didn't even think of me. The three of us call ourselves the Night Riders.
Brought to you by water. Drink that shit.
Water. Mainly,
Your body needs water,
shit.
so drink that shit.
we call ourselves the Night Riders because you guessed it. We ride around at night.
Yep, we meet up at a solid 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we drive to Dutch Bros, go through the drive-through in reverse, and then that's it.
Maybe get food, call them night.
Maybe. The emphasis maybe. Before that, we used to drive around in like Paradise Valley and look at all the multi-million-dollar houses.
Yeah, just talk about whatever.
Talk
That
about
was
life.
cool. All right. Would you rather do like a story where I do let's do a thing where I say a word, then you say the next word, and then Stone says the word, and then it comes back to me, and until we just come up with a story.
Let's do it.
Boy.
All right. 1
Time.
I,
had
A.
little,
penis
And.
I,
used
It.
like,
a
Trampoline.
But
somehow
I
fucked
up
and
I
took
it
up
the
scrotum
and
flashed.
children.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
that's
Okay.
okay. Got a little too real. Oh,
Okay.
I know something we can do. Yeah, let's get our phones out and go in notes and type the middle space 20 times and read the sentence that comes out of it.
Okay. And then we'll
Yeah, I gotta get my phone, so I'm gonna have to like move this microphone out of the way.
Ah!
Let's see if anyone tried to get a hold of me. Oh, yep. Russell texted me.
Where's that?
He said I'll be there in an hour. That's not too bad.
When was that? 2 hours ago?
No,
Wow.
4:27, so I should
Wow.
get over soon.
Wow.
Dot, 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 dot.
Wow. All right.
All right.
I have mine.
All right, Alex, you go first.
I have mine. Mine was I am so sorry to hear from you with just dot 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 dot. It's like
Wait,
holy.
How many words are we gonna? How many times are we gonna click it?
Until you get something.
30 times.
Want to do 30?
Yeah, do 30.
Not
I
sure.
already did mine.
I'm not sure if my phone's going to be able to fucking.
Okay, hold on. I gotta type this out again. Fuck. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I'm not able to do that because mine is gay.
20, 21, Okay, I got it. You ready?
Cool.
I'm just quoting. Okay, ready? Well, I was quoting episode 1 of Korn and Kock YouTube page right to you. No problem, man. I had fun too, and let's do it again soon. I'll give you a call from work, so I think that's a pretty big letdown by Primus.
That was actually alright.
That was you're saving that, right? That's a pretty good one.
All
Better than I
right,
expected.
let's someone do another one. It's pretty fun.
Let me see if I get like another one. No, it keeps. All right, I'm gonna do the left side. Okay. I'm just gonna do randomly.
I got bounced pretty soon though.
All right.
It's okay.
Working shit.
Okay. I wrote the one that wanted a lot. ... I was wondering what you want me know. ... I was wondering what your plans. ... Period. The way you want. You are a few days? Ellipses ? The answer to your email address in your area of your life. If you have to do ... The relationship between us and we can hang in a while.
Ben, you go.
No, his phone doesn't let him.
Sad day.
Alright, come on. The first thing I said to this girl who is trying to be more than this movie is over, and I was curious about it, but still have to work out when I get home.
There you go.
Yeah. Alright, well,
It's been a fun podcast.
GG.
big shout out to everyone involved.
Colossal shout out. Thanks, Ben, for
Medium
our.
large. Thank you for having me.
It's been fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah, we'll have you on again. Don't worry. We'll probably have you on for game night.
Oh, game night. What are we going to do for game night?
Episode 10, game night.
What's it gonna be? Mario Party?
You know, if there's 3 people, we should do Mario Party.
If
What
it's
about Campo
2,
Kiki?
Gampu Kiki. All right, but thank you to Golden Shades again for intro.
Big shout out.
Thank you to Cosmic Gem for the song for the intro.
Big shout out.
Thank you,
guys-
Metallica.
Thank you, Metallica.
Thank you for that man that peed on that family, not you.
Thanks for the story to tell on this Korn and Kock podcast.
This one was a good one. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next time.
Cue outro music now.
Woo!
All right.